The Galactic Council chambers had never witnessed such unanimous agreement. Representatives from 47 species, their varied forms creating a tapestry of scales, chitin, and luminescent flesh, raised their appendages in perfect synchrony. The vote was final. Earth would burn. High Counselor Vexthon, his crystalline carapace refracting the chamber's amber light, delivered the proclamation with ceremonial gravitas. The human infestation has spread beyond acceptable parameters. Their reckless expansion, their refusal to acknowledge proper hierarchy, their defiance of natural order, it ends today. The Zephyrian delegates' tentacles writhed in approval. 23 worlds they've seeded with their chaos. They treat the galaxy as their playground, ignoring established territories, forming alliances with lesser species. They've upset the balance we've maintained for millennia. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. The humans had been problematic from first contact. Too curious, too stubborn, too willing to question authority. When offered a place among the guided species under council oversight, they had politely declined. When threatened with isolation, they had simply shrugged and continued their expansion. "The strike fleet assembles as we speak," announced General Korath, his 6 arms gesturing toward the tactical display. 400 vessels from our finest military houses. We shall demonstrate the price of defying the Council's will. The holographic Earth rotated slowly in the chamber's center, blue and green, deceptively peaceful. None present had ever set foot on its surface, but all knew of its inhabitants' reputation. Humans were considered moderately intelligent, but hopelessly individualistic. They lacked proper reverence for authority, and possessed an inexplicable tendency toward what the Council classified as chaotic innovation. 3 days later, the strike fleet reached Earth's solar system. Admiral Thexmore commanded from the flagship Ordained Judgment, a vessel the size of a small moon. His sensors detected the human fleet almost immediately, a pitiful collection of perhaps 60 ships arranged in defensive formation near their homeworld. "Pathetic," he muttered, his mandibles clicking in disdain. "They barely field a sixth of our numbers. This will be over within the hour." The communication array crackled to life. A human voice, calm and measured, filled the command bridge. "Unknown vessels, this is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force. You are in violation of Earth territorial space. State your intentions or withdraw immediately." Thexmore's laugh resonated through his thoracic chamber. "Human Admiral, I am Admiral Thexmore of the Galactic Council Fleet. Your species has been judged unworthy. Surrender your worlds and prepare for relocation to designated preservation colonies. Resistance will result in extinction." The response came without hesitation. "Admiral Thexmore, this is our counteroffer. Leave. Now. This is your only warning." The audacity stunned Thexmore into momentary silence. Around him, his bridge crew's various appendages twitched in disbelief. A species facing overwhelming odds, their homeworld defenseless, and they issued warnings. "Open fire," Thexmore commanded. "Erase these impudent—" The tactical display exploded into chaos. What the Council fleet had detected as 60 vessels suddenly became 600, then 6,000. Ships decloaked throughout the system, behind asteroids, within the rings of distant planets, emerging from what appeared to be empty space itself. The humans hadn't just hidden their fleet. They had hidden fleets. But these weren't just ships. As Thexmore watched in growing horror, he realized he was looking at an entirely new paradigm of warfare. Human vessels moved with impossible coordination, not because they shared a hive mind like the Zephyrians, but because each ship was crewed by individuals who had somehow achieved perfect tactical harmony. The human fleet didn't just fight, it danced. Ships that should have been destroyed absorbed impossible amounts of damage, their hulls seeming to repair themselves in real time. Weapons that defied known physics tore through Council shields as if they were gossamer, and always that calm voice of Admiral Chen coordinated the symphony of destruction. "You should have left when you had the chance," she said, her words cutting through the static of damaged communications. "But since you're here, let me show you what you've never understood about humanity." The largest human vessel, previously undetected, materialized directly above the Ordained Judgment. It was massive, easily twice the size of Thexmore's flagship, but that wasn't what sent ice through his circulatory system. The ship's hull bore scars of countless battles, and along its length, painted in multiple languages, were names. Thousands upon thousands of names. Every name on that ship, Admiral Chen continued, represent someone who died defending what they loved. Humans don't fight for glory or conquest, Admiral. We fight for each other, and when you threaten our home, you threaten everyone we've ever loved. The battle, if it could even be called that, lasted 17 minutes. The Council's finest military houses found themselves outmaneuvered, outgunned, and completely outclassed by a species they had dismissed as chaotic individualists. Ships that had enforced galactic order for centuries crumbled before weapons born from human ingenuity and desperation. As the ordained judgment listed helplessly its engines dead, Admiral Chen's image appeared on Thexmore's main screen. She looked tired, almost sad. "I'm going to let you live, Admiral," she said. "Not out of mercy, but because I want you to carry a message back to your council." The communication terminated, and the human fleet began to withdraw. But as they departed, they left behind something that would haunt Thexmore for the rest of his days. A single data packet transmitted to every surviving council ship. It contained the complete specifications of the human fleet's technology, along with a simple message. "This is what you faced today, but this is only what we brought to defend our home. Earth has 47 colony worlds, each with their own fleets, their own innovations, their own reasons to fight. We've had 300 years to prepare for this day, ever since we first detected your Galactic Council and realized what it truly was. A collection of stagnant civilizations so terrified of change that they'd rather destroy it than adapt to it. You wanted to write Earth's epitaph. Instead, you've written your own. Humanity doesn't just survive. We thrive, we grow, we become more than we were. And now, thanks to your attack on our home, we know exactly what we're growing toward. Welcome to the galaxy's future. Try to keep up." When Thexmore limped back to Council space with the remnants of his fleet, he found a galaxy already transformed. Word of humanity's victory had spread faster than their ships could travel. Species that had cowered under Council rule for millennia suddenly found their courage. Trade routes shifted. Alliances crumbled and reformed. The Galactic Council's final session lasted less than an hour. As member species withdrew their support and departed for human space, High Counselor Vexton sat alone in the empty chamber, staring at the holographic display that still showed Earth, blue and green and utterly unconquerable. The humans had been right about one thing. They hadn't just written the Council's epitaph. They had carved it into the very stars themselves, in a language the galaxy was only beginning to learn. The age of rigid hierarchy was over. The age of chaotic innovation had begun.